Wow, that was not interesting. But, well, it was interesting, except I'm trying to get a decent sound on my audio. But you remember that film? What's it called? There's a film where this man was capturing strange sounds on television sets and recording them. Something to do with the voices or echoes or something like that. Well, I'm picking up sounds which I have no idea where they're coming from. I mean, I haven't got a proper decent microphone yet. I'm just using the microphone from the webcam, which isn't ideal, I know, but you could probably hear my stomach there. That was my stomach, actually. So excuse me for that. But I've been sitting here for an hour and 20 minutes trying to figure out the audio, and I've had enough trying to figure it out, so we're stuck with it the way it is, all the weird sounds or otherwise. So if you can forgive me that, then bless you. But I have to do some painting, otherwise I'm gonna get stuck. And I decided, well, I was gonna have 2 canvases set up and working on both, but that's just not working. The space isn't working for that right now, so I'm stuck to working on 1 canvas at a time. I don't know how I'm gonna overcome that issue, but I'm gonna put my air filter on because an air purifier. It's getting warm in here, and I think I'm going to open the window so you can hear all the rats. All the rats, all the goings on outside. My other air filter on minimum, so let me just check, see that those sounds aren't too loud. See, those sounds aren't coming from outside all my filters anyway, and I can't wear the headphones and monitor that sound because it just echoes in my ears and makes me talk like an idiot. So taking the headphones off. Right, okay, so now at least I can talk kind of half normal, and hopefully it will record okay. I got cold coffee from an hour and a half ago, actually slightly warm, because can you see that? These nice bubble cups, they're very nice bubble cups. They've got on like a vacuum around the glass, and it keeps your coffee warm a bit longer than it would otherwise do. I'm always drinking cold coffee, but these are very good. If you ever see them in the shop and you think, I wonder if they're any good, they are. Anyway, so what are we doing? Okay, so on my screen, I've got any other updates? Oh, I paid for it's £12.99. I paid for Droidcam, so we have no more watermarks or time limits. I have a little bit more control over the camera, and I think you can see there's actually I mean, I'm sitting in the dark with just 2 lamps on, pointing at the canvas, and so I think that's pretty good with the Droidcam to capture the canvas. I don't need a great camera to capture me because I'm flat. No, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's get on with doing some painting. I've just been procrastinating. I procrastinated yesterday. I was messing with microphones yesterday. I was messing with microphones today, and I've had enough of messing with microphones. I need to mess with some brushes and some paint. And so I decided I need to do this. I'm going to work on Archer House. Now I'm not going to do the Archer House in full on detail, but I do want to pick out its major features in a bit more refined detail. And I might start picking out some tree branches and limbs and things too, just to and maybe pick out a little bit of the horizon. So I need to use again, I don't want a dark colour, but I want enough to be able to see through. So I'm thinking maybe I don't want to use too many different colours. So I mean, I guess because there's going to be a lot of green in the canvas, I think there's going to be a lot of green because of the trees and I don't know how many leaves there will be, but I kind of want a bit of a brown colour. I don't want to use another set of colours. I want to try and minimise my palette. So I'll switch to the palette cam, and I think the voice is, yeah, palette cam. But we've still got the 3 adjust the palette cam so you can see the whole palette. Even the palette cam's playing up. Come on. Will that do? That'll do, won't it? So, you know, so I'm still using, just so far we've used these 3 colours: cobalt blue, cadmium red medium, and Naples yellow. So I don't see the point in using any more. I've got a little bit of paint left over from the other day. I don't know, it shouldn't be too dry. I mean, I know this is water mixable, but it does last a few days without drying out completely. And so knife to mix colours. That'll do, that knife will do. And so I'm going to mix up a kind of a browny colour. And I'll put some blue. Well, a green. I'm aiming for a light greeny brown. I could go ahead and just use olive green, but I don't want to do that unless I have to. I don't want to, at this time, I just want to keep it to the 3 primaries that I have so far. Right, so, yeah, well, that is still wet. I'm going to need some more. I don't mind a few lumps here and there. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, a little bit of lumpy paint gives you a bit of texture. I like texture in painting, so I'm not worried about little lumps. I'm not trying to make a smooth, non-paint stroke picture. I like paint strokes and I like texture in my paint. So that's kind of like not really blurring. That's pretty close to, what is that close to? It's not close to anything. Like concrete. Well, that's probably not a bad colour for doing a building. That's just blue and cobalt blue. Let's go with that a bit. Let's just do some blue and Naples yellow. Just for the same amount. Now, for this, because I'm effectively going to be drawing with oil paint, drawing with a brush. So I have two possible blending mediums which I have left from 2020. We got Artisan solvents, the thinner diluente. Oh, that's French. Ooh. We have artisan diluente. No, I'm saying that in an Italian accent. Should it be in a French accent? Diluent. Let's just. Alright, it's thinner and blending medium. This one's for watercolour, and this one's for water mixable oil colours. So I guess we're going to use this one. Thinner dilutant. So we're going to use this, which I'm going to find a petri dish. We've got lots of petri dishes around here because of microscopy, and I'm just going to put a little bit in my petri dish, whatever you want to say it, and I'm going to use that to wet my brush. And I need a short, fine brush. This is a number 1 Dale Rowney liner. Because that's really what I'm doing. I'm going to put lines in the trees after I finish mixing this. Mix up a decent amount because I don't want to run out halfway through. Alright, so what colour do we have? It's like a bit like mortar. I'll go a bit more blue. Try a bit more blue. See if we can get a bit more green like. I wanted to listen to some music, but I don't want to get striked off. It's a nightmare being a streamer, isn't it? I mean, I hear all these other streamers playing music. Oh, hello. First time chat. Welcome. Who is this? Want SFX. Can I show you my previous paintings? Are you still there? For one. Yes, it looks like he's still there. Yes. Well, I could show you my previous paintings. I can show you the ones I did in 2020. Just hold on. I'll pull it up. You can go to, you can go and look yourself as well. It's David Hunt paintings. And it's a blogger. What's the whole? There we go. It's at davidhuntpaintings.blogspot.com. And there's my profile. And the paintings home. Oh, let me change the screen. Hold on, sorry. I'll go to my. There we go. That's the last painting I did in 2020, which is done outside, plein air, in a field. I'll only show you a few, because I want to try and get on with some painting as well. Oh, thank you. Nice, thank you. Let's close that. And this was the one before that. This one's called the Dog House. Because well, I guess the short answer might be post-pandemic stress disorder. I didn't want to go out, didn't want to go anywhere. Pandemic, or whatever. I don't know what your views about the what happened with COVID-19. It's probably not an appropriate place to talk about it. If you want to talk about it, you can maybe send me an email if you want to talk about that. But my email's up on the screen. I don't want to get into political stuff while I'm painting. I'm just trying to mix up some a decent colour to start this drawing. It's getting a bit better. I still want to go more blue. It's starting to get a bit green. I don't want to get too dark either. That's probably dark enough. Let's see how it works. See what it looks like on the canvas. I need to get my record up. Have you seen enough of my previous paintings? Do you want to see maybe just a couple more, and then I'll get on with and I'll pull my. This was one I did outside again when I was on holiday in Pembrokeshire. It's a Tar Farm Cottage in Pembrokeshire, Wales. Okay, well, I'm going to go back to my reference for my drawing. That's a good reference. I don't need any more detail than that. I'm not even going to try to get as detailed as that picture there. I don't want to get as detailed as that, but I do want to pick out the major shapes, and this green actually might actually suit the marble or whatever. That's probably limestone. It's probably limestone. Limestone is probably around the doorway, and it's, yeah, so I think we've found our colour just to start that in. Oh, it's been so long. Alright, so this dome. And so this triangular part comes out quite, that's probably a bit steep. It probably comes out further than that. Probably about to here, actually. Alright, that's closer. Then we got like a rectangular block underneath, which is like not quite as tall as this triangle. So it's probably about there. Alright, so I'm just going to dab this because I don't want it to be set in stone. Well, excuse the pun. I don't want it to be too... I'm just picking out more detail than I have before. So we have a little ornament there. Oh, it looks like some kind of crest at the top there, which comes down below the what do you call this? It's kind of like a giant lintel in a way. Maybe that's the purpose of it. And then you've got these columns down the side. But before I do the columns, do I need to get the thickness of the columns in there? Okay, let's just put these columns in there. They're almost vertical, so close to being vertical that I'll probably get away with vertical. And these come all the way down to from the top of the triangle to the top of the dome. To the top of the triangle, top of the dome to the bottom of the triangle. Is roughly top of the dome to the bottom of the triangle, takes us from the bottom of the triangle to just below the main door, the dark door in the centre. So I think my dome, so how big is the dome compared to the triangle? Let's see if I've got that right. Or to the top of the triangle to the bottom of the lintel. So the dome is one, and that takes me up to the first line. Okay. So I've got the distance from here to here goes from here to here. There's a line that goes around there, and then the distance from there to there to there. Yeah, so that is the top of the dome there. That's the wide ring at the top of the dome, which is about like that. And then this comes in somewhere around about, it goes up real steep and then tapers off. Well, that's not right. Water. Gotta wash that off. The top of the dome is a very strange shape. It's not a straightforward arc. It's like like comes down almost like like an egg shape. It's not a half a hemisphere. It's not a hemisphere. It's like a half of an egg. So actually, it comes down steeper at the top. Something like that. Let's just blend that in. Just kind of get in there, finding the edges. I want to keep it sharp, I want to keep it soft. Should we go ahead and put the top piece on, the top dome? How far? Let's put these lines in first. Two, and then that's half and a half. And that's interesting, yeah, because that being spherical, those lines, those horizontal lines across the dome, they're almost parallel to the horizon. There's very slight curve on them, but being so far away, I mean, because in my painting I'm not really as close to this thing, although it looks kind of similar size. I'm thinking about it too much maybe, but these lines are almost flat, so let's draw them very faintly in there. And this line here is probably a bit steep, having observed that. This one is a bit too curved. No, I don't know if it's just me, but if you imagine this dome in mind, and I was drawing it from memory, you would probably be thinking these lines will curve down, but that's an interesting observation though. See, I don't normally do architecture buildings, and this is one reason I don't like really doing architecture, is because it always feels like I'm working on circuit boards, which reminds me of working inside windowless factories for the best part of my working life. Yeah, so that's why I kind of avoid architecture, but I guess doing this is in some way useful to really test my observational skills. Alright, how many you got? No, obviously. One, two, and pretty much the same the other side. Except you don't have that third one in there. That's probably a bit big. Okay, just dab it off. Take away those, any, hang on. Get in there. I need to put in a definite, there's a dark band right across there, which is the cap, which I'm going to leave in kind of darkish because there's definitely going to be some shadow under there. It might be a bit wider than on that the actual thingy, but and then I got a little bit of ironwork. Not going to put any details in here, just and then we're going up some more. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pillars for this top. 6 pillars for the top of this dome. How long are they? The pillars are about as long as this is wide, and I think I made this a bit too wide, so I'm going to go a bit shorter. So I want it to be. Right, so we're going up to about here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. We're getting a bit more curved at the top here. A little white or pale area. And a dome, small dome, which almost does look semicircular. And a little bit of ironwork and a ball on the top. Looks like it's probably, that's too big. Right, let's check the proportions. Right, so the entire top piece from the horizontal here to the top of the small ball at the top almost comes down to the full height of the lower dome, just a little bit short. So on the reference, that's almost right. It's almost the same height as the dome. You don't really think it, but that top section is almost as deep as the dome. In fact, if anything, my lower dome could start around here. In fact, yeah, where you get to this edge, you've got like an area which goes down, like some stepping. Let's not get any more detailed than that for the dome. Leave that right there. Now, where was I? Pillars. My okay, and then let's just wash this bit here because I got some where this comes down like a okay, and then this drops down there. And then from the bottom of there, we've got a line which goes out. This comes in here. We have a oval here. This is one of the windows. And do the same on the other side. Because of the angle we're at here, actually more on this side slightly than this side, because we're kind of just to this side of the door. So this window here actually starts a bit more. So we could extend this dome out a little bit. Okay. Okay. So we have again this line going out to below, like that. This one comes down, and then just below the halfway mark of the circles, just below the tip. So actually we could redo this a bit, because the lines aren't quite matching up. These come more to the halfway mark. And these come almost all the way down to there, so I need to make these, elongate these. These aren't long enough. Maybe I'm getting too fiddly. That's the problem, is getting too bogged down in the little details. That's what I'm always afraid of when I start doing these kind of drawings. Okay, so I've got two pillars. And they're not terribly thick, so I'm going to keep them thin for now. It's not easy to get thicker than it is to get thinner. And we have now this arch, which forms another, goes out. Again, this is like an egg-shaped ellipse. And these sit on another column, and on this side, and down this side. Should be getting to the door soon. Then there's another column on the inside, which goes to a arching door. I'm going to go ahead and, this is dark in here, No, I don't like it yet. I'm not ready to go dark. And then we're starting to get into the steps and onto the grass. Well, I see, that's like a whole spherical part of the room. It must be the big round, almost like a turret. Right, stop doing detail. That's what I want. Hang on. Oof, I can breathe. I'll take a breather. It's tiring. I've still got cold coffee. I shouldn't have done this building so big. I hate doing buildings. Why do I hate doing big buildings? They're not very forgiving, not like trees and clouds. Get away with murder. Trees and clouds. $11.38. I don't want to go past 12 o'clock. Really. So let's just pencil in some of this. one there, right? Hmm. Stop. Yeah, I should stop. Okay. Oh, it gets tiring. Oh, where's my camera? Phone. Take picture. For posterity. Just an alarm. That's better. Oh, I forgot to